So in this first segment of the CSWP exam, we have to build this part, okay? As you can see here. So how do we approach to this? How do we approach that on the real exam? So the first thing, you see what you have to do, right? So create a following model, calculate mass. So we have three global variables, A 100, B 80, C B divided by 3. Then we have material 1060 alloy. And now we have to calculate the mass. So the first thing that I do is I check with my coordinate system and I see it's here, right? As you can see here, right? This is my coordinate system. This is my origin. And this is where I start with a sketch. So what is the first sketch that I do? So I go here with this line, right? As you can see, this one here, 30, 25, 25, 130 degrees, 130 degrees. And then I extrude that, right? So we have 5 millimeters, we extrude that. Now, how are we going to extrude that? We're not going to extrude on this immediately. We're going to just extrude and then we're going to cut. So that's the first part. The second thing what I do is I go with this one here. So I go right to the origin. I have a C, right? And this is 5 millimeters, 40 millimeters depth. And then I create that. And this here is the hole. And then I have this one here. Now, here we have to be very careful what we have here. We have a circle and there is no diameter. So what is the diameter of this circle? So we see here this line, it's tangent to the circle, this inner circle, and this line here, right? So this is this one, this edge, and this edge. Go with the depth, and then we go with a thickness 5 millimeters, as you can see. And we create this part, outer circle, 40 millimeters, and here's the hole. And actually now we go and we cut this part because here we have a tangent, here we have a tangent. And what is most important thing here is that this one here, you can see this edge, right, is the end. That's why we cut a little bit a circle here, as you can see. This is a small detail that will affect the results. And yeah, and this is it. That's the first part, because like if you miss this part, one of the segment one, everything else later will be mistake because you're gonna have to build on this, okay? So the first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the SolidWorks. We're gonna open the part. And the first thing that I always do is I check my unit system, right? So I just wanna make sure I'm in the right unit system. This is something you really don't wanna make a mistake on. I'm gonna exit this sketch that SolidWorks puts me by the default. Like this, go here, quickly check unit system, millimeters, that's totally fine. Then I go and I add material because I don't want to create a model, then calculate the mass and then get some mass and I think, oh, I've done something wrong, but I didn't add a material. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna add 1060 alloy. So go to aluminum alloys 1060, apply, make sure I have here 1060 alloy. I'm gonna close this. And now the third thing that I do, I define my global variables. Tools, equations. So I go with A, and that's 100. I go with B, that's 80. And I go with C, that's B divided by 3. And click OK. And if I open here, equations folder, I can see my global variables. Okay, C is calculated automatically. And now once I have this, now I can start with my first sketch. So we said we're going to start with this sketch. And if you look at this, this is front plane. So we're going to go here, front plane, sketch. And I'm going to just go with a line. So we have something like this, right? I just go with a simple line like this. Now, if you look at a sketch very closely, you have to pay attention to details. This point here and this point here are on the horizontal line. This point here and this point here are on the horizontal line, right? So I want to define these relations. So I can say this point and this point here are horizontal. So the first thing that you do with a sketch, you define relations. And this one here and this one here, horizontal. Let's click OK. And now we have to put dimensions. So here we have 30 millimeters, here we have 25, and then here we have 25. Be very careful. This is 25 once you extrude this. So that means this one here is 20. A little trick that you have to pay attention to. Okay, so what we have here, we have 30, we have 25, and then here we have from this to this, it's not 25, it's 20 because when we extrude will be 25. Okay, and then we have two angles. This one here is 130 and this one here is 130. So let's define this. This one here and also this one here, like this. Let's click OK. And this is it. This is our first sketch. It's fully defined. That's the most important thing. Now we can extrude this. Now the question is, how are we going to extrude this? Like we see this is symmetrical. So we're going to go with a mid plane, right? That's obvious. How far? It doesn't really matter. But what I've done here is I defined B actually is how long to extrude, but we don't need it. So like B variable, we don't need it. We can extrude to any dimension we want. We're going to cut this anyway later. So we have 5 millimeters thickness. So we go to features, extrude boss base. We can see we have to go with thickness to opposite direction because we see here is our origin, right? And now we have to go here, thickness, opposite direction, and this is 5 millimeters, like this. So that's the first thing we have to do. The second thing, instead of the blind, we go mid plane. Now, how far we go, it doesn't really matter. We just want to go wide. We're going to cut this anyway. Let's click OK. I went with 100, so it's totally fine. So this is our first feature. No, but I made a mistake. I didn't put a global variable A. So we have to go back to the sketch. And you can see our sketch is fully defined. So if I put here global variable A, the sketch will be overdefined. So what happened? Now, if you look closely, what happened here is when I was creating a sketch, these relations will automatically created parallel. And this is not parallel. So we're going to delete this relation. And now the sketch is not fully defined. Now I have to put here A, which is 100, right? So basically global variable A, and let's click OK. Like this, let's click OK. That's it. Now this is our fully defined sketch, okay? So I have to pay attention to these details because these relations was automatically defined when I was creating a sketch. Let's exit. And now we are ready to go with the second feature, which is this rectangle. We have C, 5 millimeters thickness, and we have depth 40 millimeters. So we go here to the top plane and we go with a new sketch. So we go rectangle, center rectangle. We can go right here to the origin, create this. And the first thing I want to do, I want to create relation. This one here and this one here are equal, okay? So always start with the relations, then dimensions. Now we can go with the dimension. And this one here equals, and this is C. Let's click OK. And now here we have thickness 5 millimeters. So we can go here to the offset entity, select this one, 5 millimeters, and let's click OK. Now let's go here to the features, extrude boss base. Now we're going to extrude this with a blind 40 millimeters. Let's click OK. Now, what we have to do, we have to cut this part. We can do this very, very quickly. Just click here, sketch, and just go with convert entities, features, extrude cut. Let's click OK. That's it. Okay, so this is our second feature. Now we have our third feature, this circle here. So we have to define tangent relation here and here, thickness 5 millimeters, extrude 40 millimeters, and then also cut inside. So let's go here again to the top plane like this. So we're going to go here to the circle and we're going to create a circle here, just like this. So the first relation I want to define is, here's our origin and this point, they are on the horizontal, okay? The second relation I want to define is this circle and this edge here are tangent. Let's click OK. Then this one here and this edge here, the circle and this edge, it's tangent. And our sketch is fully defined, as you can see. Now we can just go here to the offset entities, select this one, 5 millimeters, and that's okay. And now we can extrude this circle, okay? So we can go to the features, extrude boss, 40 millimeters, let's click OK. And now what we're gonna do here, we have to cut this inside. So we're gonna go here on this face, create a new sketch. And we're gonna go here to the convert entities. We're gonna select this part of the circle and this one here. Let's click OK. And now we can just go here to the features, extruded cut, and we can go here through all. The sketch has both open and closed contours. Okay, so obviously we didn't close the sketch. Let's go here, back to the sketch. Let's fix this. Let's see what we got. Okay, we're gonna delete this because we have to create two of them. What we can do to make sure this is gonna work. Let's go here and let's just create a circle again. This circle and this edge are corradial, like this. And now we can go to the features, extrude cut. We go here through all. Let's click OK. That's it. Now let's save this part. Just want to make sure that we don't lose this. Let's save this. And now the last thing that we have to do, we have to cut this, right? So here we have 5 millimeters. So it's symmetrical. It means it's here also 5 millimeters. Here is tangent, and here goes right to the edge, to this edge. That's why we're going to cut this cylinder, okay? So we're going to go here to the top plane again, like this. Let's go here to the line. So we're going to have from here to here, something like this. And this one here and this one here, it's tangent. Okay. And then what we have here, from here to here, we have 5. And now we can just go here, the center line, just create one horizontal center line. We can go to the mirror, we can mirror this, okay, on the other side. And now we can go here to the line, and we can create a line here. You see, we're gonna cut this. This is what we see there, right? That's very important. And once we have that, we can go to the features, extrude cut. We can go through wall, and now just make sure that we have a cut, not inside, but outside. You can see this arrow. It shows towards inside. Flip side to cut. Let's click OK. And now we got this, as you can see here, right? Let's save this. And now we are almost done. There's a fourth feature, which is this rip, okay? Now what we're gonna do, we start from this edge here, we go here, and this is 5 millimeters, okay? So we go here on the front plane, sketch, line from this one here to this edge here, like this, smart dimensions, and here we have 5. And the thickness is 5 millimeters. So let's go here to the features, rip, 5 millimeters towards the material, right? Flip material side, make sure it's pointed towards here. Let's click OK. And this is it. Let's save this. Now let's go here, let's calculate the mass properties, 163.48 grams. Now in the second task, what we have to do, we have to modify the model and calculate mass. So what we have, here we have 5 millimeters, this rip, we have to remove that, and 5 millimeters from here. We have to go, instead of this rectangle with a circle, see 5 millimeters. And here we have radius, as you can see, these fillets 10 millimeters here and here from the inside and from the outside. So before we start doing task 2, let's go here to the file, save as. We're going to save this as a part 2. So the first thing we have to do, we're going to add these fillets. So we're going to go here to the features, fillet. This is 10 millimeters. We're going to select this edge, this one here, then this one here, and this one here, right? You have to go on the other side as well. Let's click OK. So that's the first thing. The second thing, we have to create your cylinder instead of this rectangle. So let's go here to the boss extruder one, edit sketch. So we have to delete all of this. So we can select this and delete. Now we're going to go with a circle right to the origin. And we're going to put here dimension C, right? Which is our global variable. So let's go here, C. Let's click OK. Let's go to the offset entities, select this one, 5 millimeters. Let's click OK. Let's exit sketch. Now we have some errors. Let's check it out. So let's go here to the cut extrude. This one here, edit sketch. So we have to redefine this distance here. So we're going to delete this. Smart dimensions, we're going to select this point here and this point here. And that's going to be 5. And now it's sketch fully defined. Exit sketch. And now this one is fixed. As you can see, cut extruded fixed. We have a problem with the rip, but we have to redefine the rip anyway. So let's go to the rip sketch, edit feature. You can see here, change the color. This coincident, we're going to delete this. We're going to move this down like this. Smart dimensions. This is going to be 5. Also, what you want to make sure, so you can move this, is you can see that this point and this edge are coincident like this. And then also we're going to delete this. Smart dimensions, and from here to here, we're going to have 5 millimeters. Let's click OK. Let's exit sketch. And that's about it, right? This is our part 2. Now we have to calculate the mass. Mass properties, 147.34, which is correct result. Then we have task number 3. We have to change global variables and calculate the mass. So we have A105, B105, and C B divided by 3 plus 5. This one is very cool. So this is why it's important that you create a first task correctly, right? Because now you have to change only global variables. And if you didn't create it correctly, the first part, no, you will not get good results. So we go here, equations, manage equations. We have here 105. B divided by 3 plus 5. That's it. What we're going to do now, we're going to save this again as a part 3. Save that. Mass 182.30, which is correct result. Now we got task number 4, which is make the following changes, right? We have to change global variables, and we have to create a hole here. As we can see, 20 millimeters here, 20 millimeters this. So first, let's change global variables. 100B, 105, CB divided by 3. So we go here, equations. We have 100. B is the same, and C is B divided by 3. So we delete this plus 5. Let's click OK. And now what are we going to do? We're going to go here to the front sketch. We go with a circle. Here's the origin, like this. So first, define relation. Center point of the circle, the origin is on the vertical. And now we have here 20 millimeters diameter. And the distance between this and this is 20 millimeters. And now we have to cut through all features, extruded cuts through all both, like this. Let's click OK. Now let's save this as a part 4. Let's calculate the mass. 152.92, which is correct. And we have the last task, which is we have to change the material. Instead of this circle here, we have to create rectangle 2020, as you can see. And then here we have to create the circle with a radius 2.5 on this edge. Okay, so let's change first material, 1350 alloy. So we go here, edit material, 1350 alloy, apply. Then what we have to do, we have to go here to the cut extrude, the last one. And instead of this circle, we're going to delete this. We're going to go to the rectangle, like this. Let's define two relations. This line and this line are equal. Then this point here and this point here are on the vertical, like this. Smart dimensions. Let's go here with 20. And let's define the distance. 20. Let's click OK. Let's exit sketch. So that's the first thing. The second thing we have to do, we have to rotate here, circle. So we have to first create a circle. Then we're going to use swept boss base. So we go here on the front plane, like this, circle. We go here on this edge. So we have a radius 2.5, which is diameter 5 millimeters. Okay, like this. Let's click OK. And now what we're going to do, we're going to go here to the features, swept boss base. We go here with a sketch profile, and the path will be this edge, like this. Let's click OK. Now let's save this. Save. Let's calculate mass. And this is 156.08, which is correct. And this is our first segment of the CSWP. So to recap, the most important thing is to create the first part correctly, because then everything else will be correct. Now, if you want a full preparation for the CSWP and access to the full exams, then you can click the link below to access my full course that enrolled over 8,000 students so far. Thank you for checking out this video and see you in the next one.